Okay, so what I'm working on now are a series of writing contests, creative writing contests, and creative drawing, and any random music I'm doing, random 8-bit piano. This is my Casio PT10. It's really kind of a shitty keyboard, but whatever I use for my music, my whatever simple composing, just a simple purpose, whatever random notes I make. So that's okay. I can use that to make little, music bits and put them up on YouTube. Not that many people watch my videos anyway. What's the point? So as far as my writing and drawing goes, let's see. I had to physically get on to Microsoft Word. And I'll show you the contests I've been working on. So these are the contests for 2017. I'm using 3 different sources. I'm using Readsy, I'm using Poets and Writers, and I'm using, I forget, Writer's Digest. I started getting back into things when I figured out that, see, I'm technically a loser, and I'm going to explain why that is. See, even after I finished high school, my high school diploma, even after I finished 2-year college with an associate's and 4-year college with a bachelor's, I went out in the real world and found out that people are just a bunch of shitheads who don't want to hire me for fuck. So I tell them, fuck you too, and I moved on. I went from, trying to intern for Hollywood corporations like children's talent agencies, getting into Photoshop or photo labs in Hollywood. I went from that to doing minimum wage McDonald's Togos, warehousing jobs, and then eventually I did volunteering and took other classes. I went back to school, studied Japanese, studied sign language, and then eventually I turned to writing contests. And I said, you know what? I self-published 2 books. I want to, nobody's really purchased the books. I did a little bit of marketing for them, and no one's purchased the book. So, for those of you who knew who I was and decided not to purchase my books, you can go fuck yourselves, because you haven't done shit for me. And I bled about, about 2 years to do both books, 4 years apart, just to get them out there, just to get people to buy them, and nobody's bought shit. So enough of the whining. This is what I'm doing now. So these contests here that are in red, these are the ones that are done. So I've done these, turned them in. The ones here in blue are the ones that I'm working on now. This one's almost finished. I saw the Walt Whitman contest for poets. I said, well, I'm not much of a poet, but I'm going to try it anyway. And the contest, the prize for that one, not only does your work get published in a little book, but it also, you can go to Italy, I think. I think you go to Italy for a few days. I'm not sure if it's all expenses paid. I'm assuming it is. That's due in November. $35 for the fee. This one is free, and I'm coming up with a proposal, Psychedelic Hitman. Popular Fiction Awards. This is, yeah, The Wacky Robots. This is a title I've had in my mind for 17 years, so I thought maybe I'll just put it out there. So what I'm doing now is I'm submitting flash fictions, poems. I'm submitting long fictions, or 4,000 words. This is DeviantArt. I submitted an art piece. I don't know if I'm going to win or not. So my entry fees are not going to total more than $50 for every 1 to 2 months. And I have 2 long fictions or 1 long fiction or 2 to 3 flash fictions or 5 flash fictions at a time, or poems. So what I'm doing is 1 poem book, 1 long fiction, and 2 short fictions or flash fictions. And that's about it. I'm going to show you one of these, but I'm only going to show you the first page so that I don't have any copycats. Just, you know, the wacky robots. So this is supposed to be double spaced, and actually part of this story is based on a character I already published, but I decided to change the names a bit, and so I changed the profile a bit so that I can do this for this contest. So this is all this is original writing. This is all original material. I'm thinking it's going to be about a bunch of robots that take over factories and a city, but I'm not sure yet. This is just random shit. Yeah, engineering field. So this is it. This is all I'm doing for now. This is not a viral video, so I don't expect 100 people within a day to be looking at this shit. If 1 person manages to see it, fantastic. But this is what I'm doing. So, you know, fuck the volunteers and fuck doing minimum wage jobs. I'm not going back to school anymore. I've done about 10 years of school. This is what I'm doing now. What I'll do for the holidays, I'll go into more detail about my life and my end to my life and what I can look forward to or not. And I do a little bit of speakeasies every Wednesday. I go to a bookstore and I stand up and talk about my nonfiction for about 5 to 7 minutes. So let's see what happens. I gotta turn in these 4 for September and then the end of November. Actually, 1 is due in October and then 1 is due in November. Best of luck.